biologist.
Here we-
It's the way it goes. I picked on it because it's, it's
No, no,
one of the things that we have,
Someone did, yeah.
that we have a number for.
Right, I agree, it's a good school, but that's all the state, I think they,
Give me something else.
does the state test, didn't they offer an option to,
There are options for
is
the
there chemistry an
tests.
option and?
This district has chosen biology as
Right.
the focus for the test.
Right, because our kids haven't taken, they're not even through chemistry when the MCAS is given, so they probably wouldn't do
That's a
as
great
well on a
test.
chemistry test, correct? Biology is freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything further?
My turn. Great. So some of the questions I wrote down, I've had to cross out. Thank you to the rest of the committee. I really appreciate the collaborative process you use to learn together, and also including the school councils in making goals that make sense for your school and then also fit within the whole rubric for the district. And I think you've achieved that. I had a great time reading the improvement plans, and I think they're right on target because they are on target for your school. So I thought that was fantastic. I have one general question, and that is, how do you measure improvement? Because when I was reading all of this, I sort of felt like there are a lot of indicators and strategies and responsible persons, and I kind of don't see each school measuring it the same way. So, and I'm wondering if you could just speak to how you go about as administrators looking at the data that you get and really assessing whether you've made progress. Who wants to go first?
It's a tough question. I think that's why if you looked at the hood goals, we started to really in the area of achievement and improving academic achievement, we started to look towards measurable goals and using numbers. And
Yep.
so we're moving forward with that in that area. Other than that, it's a lot of observations of, that little checklist, oh, we accomplished this, and we have that task done, and we're monitoring for this, and we talk about that at the school council, and we talk about that at the faculty meetings, and those are from discussions.
So it's a mix of process and outcome data, essentially. Okay.
I also think, the other thing that we spent a lot of time this year on is, I think the academics and the curriculum, especially when we start talking about responsive prevention, you'll really have a lot of data numbers and frequent points to measure that. A lot with the bullying and the social, you go to your state discipline report. How many times are we having to suspend or expel students? How many times do you have students after school? And I think that, I don't think it's something that we have a high frequency in our schools, but I think that is a result of a lot of the work that the adults put in investing into the kids on that. So you have to kind of look at some of those other indicators, and then the surveys, which are becoming more and more popular, and reaching out to parents to find out about their understanding of different things, and the students understanding their different things. So there's a lot of different ways to manipulate and collect that data that we have to continue to focus on to kind of support that, but sometimes hard to articulate.
No, I appreciate it because all I do all day is improve systems, so that's my job, and I find it very interesting that you're applying the same concepts that I work with all day, and each of you have presented plans which are very well articulated, but their measurement strategies are somewhat different between schools, and so that sort of brings me to my second question, which is about the data analysis teams. I'm wondering if each of you have a different vision for how those are going to be used in achieving your goals, because it doesn't seem like they're the same. And I just want to make sure I understand.
Well, currently, we are in the process of putting a data analysis team together at the little school. We
Okay.
don't actually have one right now. But I envision it that we will hopefully have grade level representation to look at all kinds of scores, not just MCAS, but formative and summative assessments.
Okay.
And to, have an initial score, a benchmark score, and to monitor throughout the year to measure improvement. And to inform and to use that data to inform our instruction, because if it's, if we see a trend, then we have to look at what do we need to shift, where do we need to fix, so that that trend shifts to the upward slant.
Great. Thank you. That helps.
Mike?
I have a question for you. So, can you explain how the framework works versus the MCAS piece, or if they're interrelated, and what's the town's point of view the school's point of view pertaining to MCAS? Is it the end-all be-all for the school system, that type of thing?
I'll answer that. The curriculum frameworks, as articulated by the state in 1998, are the basis for anything measured by MCAS. So nothing that is tested by MCAS is outside of the curriculum frameworks, okay? So they go hand in hand. So when somebody says you're teaching to the test, they're right, you're teaching the curriculum frameworks. But that's the science of teaching. The art of teaching is the teaching craft that a teacher brings to the process and makes those curriculum frameworks come alive for students in the classroom. So that was your first question.
Yes.
What was your second
No,
question?
no,
What's our?
No, I mean, that you answered both on this.
Oh, okay, all right. That,
Yeah,
So when the
perfect.
MCAS reports back, you get all that information of where the different holes may exist, but they don't.
Right.
Usually it's.
That answer was so good by the superintendent. It was
I
almost
know.
like a softball. That made
guess-
you right
I know, I know.
Glenn sent it over to her. It was like bang, bang,
I know.
bang. That was great. That was
Glenn had
unbelievable.
nothing to do with it.
No, Glenn turned to the superintendent.
Oh, there was a look?
He had the
Okay,
hand.
I missed that.
I think this is,
That numerous times.
I think this is a setup.
There
Who
has
else?
to be practice.
I do have another question. Since the anti-bullying policy is in place, do we have any kind of record of how many reports have been placed at each school or by grade level?
I would think that data would be pretty easy to get, and I would assume that would come at the end of, or the conclusion of the school year, when we really reflect back on our practices and how we implement and change in the schools and the documentation piece. That would be pretty easy
So in
number.
general, did you see things go up, the reporting piece, after everyone was educated, teachers, students?
At the hood school, I can say no.
That's good.
I think every year is a variable, and some
Right.
years that things increase. I think we were a bit apprehensive around the use of the word bullying, and spent a lot of time defining the word bullying
think that
and what
was
it
the
really
key,
is, and I think
yeah.
that was the key to it.
Aggressors and targets is the
Yeah.
first change, yep.
I try to say that to a kindergartner, aggressors and targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing school-wide education, so I personally, I
Yeah.
don't have the hard numbers to back up my statement right now, but I
I'd
don't
be,
know at the end
yeah,
of
I'd
the
be
year.
curious.
But I didn't seem to be doing more bullying investigations this year than I had in years.
Mel, do you have something else? You want to wrap it up?
I just want to ask, I think it's great that our parent organizations spend a lot of money on technology that the school district and the state should actually be spending the money on. But that said, what percentage of your classrooms have some form of technology, be it smartboard? I like the idea of the smart table, basically, which is the tablet that the kids can, I think those are great. And I don't know if that's the Microsoft Surface technology or not, but it's great technology. But I'm just curious what percentage of your classrooms have. I guess the smart boards would be what I'm interested in.
After this summer, we'll be at 25% per grade level.
Okay.
I'm about 25% as well.
A third.
Third. Okay.
Thank you. Anything else? Phil?
I have one comment.
Go ahead, Cliff.
For the, last year I said it, I think, but I'll say it again this year. To me, you've got another case of being caught being good. Don't have any stickers to hand out, but,
I'll take care of it.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. If you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, you're welcome, all right?
Usually score updates from the back.
Yeah.
No, we already have,
That
we
worked
already
out
have that
already.
worked out. We
And
have some
signals.
we have some
Again.
signals worked out. We're not gonna tell anybody what they are.
Thank you very much for coming in. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thanks
the
a lot.
presentation. It was excellent.
Always
Thanks.
a pleasure.
Thanks. All right, we're going to move back to the first page of the agenda, and we're going to do an update on the Secondary School Building Committee and the progress. Kathy, do you want to lead off on that at all?
I'm sorry, I.
Secondary School Building Committee?
Yes, I do.
Update.
I will do that. Thank you very much.
And then I'll have Cliff jump in as well.
Excuse me. The Secondary School Building Committee met on Tuesday, June 7th, and a presentation was made to the committee by an organization that represents CM at risk. The SSBC wanted to know why we as a committee should go with a CM at risk, and that was explained to us. The CM at risk is also called, I'm going to bring it out for you.
What's CM stand for?
That's what I'm getting
Oh.
right now.
construction manager
Construction
at
manager
risk.
at risk.
And there's really two ways that you can do a construction project like ours in Massachusetts. And one of them is to do it as a lump sum bid, and the other is to do it as a construction management at risk. And the difference is, the lump sum is what we traditionally think of, in a construction project. And in that case, the architect prepares a full set of drawings, reaches full conclusion on them. You put it out for bid. The general contractor comes along and bids a number of general, and they'll bid
They bid the
that
whole
set
thing.
of documents,
Right.
so whole thing. They're gonna do the whole job.
Right.
And then they proceed to go ahead and do it, and it takes a while to get to the final step for the drawings, and it takes a while to put it out. They're now in charge of the project to deliver it to you. The construction manager at risk, you hire a construction manager, and they